Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are going to do something really fun. We're going to decode some of the absolute most confusing English phrases by mapping them literally right onto your own body. You know, if you're learning English, you've definitely noticed native speakers love idioms. You know, those tricky phrases that mean something totally different from the actual words? Well, a huge number of them use body parts.
So, let's dive right into this question. Why do we use anatomy to describe, say, expensive mistakes? Have you ever heard someone say a totally normal mistake involved their actual arms or legs? If you translate it word for word, it sounds completely crazy, right? But as you're going to see, English uses our anatomy to describe absolutely everything, from our deepest fears to our most expensive shopping trips.
To make this super easy to remember, we're taking a quick top-down tour of the human map. We'll hit the head and face, then the arms and hands, move down to the torso and heart, and finally, the legs and feet.
All right, first up, the head and face, aka the command center.
Now, picture this incredibly extreme physical image. Paying through the nose. Ouch, right? Well, it just means to pay an exorbitant or incredibly high amount of money for something. It's the absolute perfect phrase for when you buy a VIP concert ticket or those super trendy new sneakers and it literally empties your entire wallet.
Our next idiom brilliantly shows the difference between literal and figurative English. If someone says you have a sweet tooth, well, you don't actually have a weird sugar-flavored tooth growing in your mouth. It just means you really, really love eating chocolate and candy. Like, if you always want ice cream after dinner, you've definitely got a sweet tooth.
Here are a few more quick head and face phrases you can actually use every day with your friends. If a classmate has some juicy school gossip, you say, "Tell me everything, I'm all ears," meaning you're listening very intently. On the flip side, if you're mad at a friend, you might give them the cold shoulder, which means intentionally ignoring them. Or say a teacher sees you chewing gum in class but turns a blind eye. They're just nicely pretending not to notice.
Moving right along to Section 2, down to the arms and hands representing control, labor, and value.
Oh, this is a really famous one. Saying a brand new video game console costs an arm and a leg simply means it is terribly expensive. It connects value to your literal limbs. Now, obviously, you wouldn't actually trade your arm for a video game, at least I hope not, but the idiom shows just how painful that high price tag feels.
Think about the contrast with this next phrase. Literally, having your hands full makes you picture someone dropping a giant, heavy stack of books. But the idiom? It just means you're super busy. So if you've got a massive science project, a math test, and basketball practice all on the exact same day, you just tell your friends, "Sorry guys, I can't hang out today. I've got my hands full."
The crucial takeaway here is that hands and arms usually relate to actions. You can give a helping hand by assisting a classmate with studying. Or, if someone's the top player on the football team, they're the best, hands down. And if you want your friend to go to the movies, but they're feeling a bit lazy, you might just have to playfully twist their arm to convince them to come along.
Continuing our tour down the body map, Section 3 brings us to the torso and heart, where we keep our guts and feelings.
Imagine you'd been keeping a huge secret, like maybe you accidentally broke your brother's headphones and hid them. That guilt feels heavy, right? Like a physical weight sitting right on your chest. So, to get it off your chest means you finally confess the truth so you can feel better and a whole lot lighter.
Now, a gut feeling sounds like you ate some terrible cafeteria food and got a stomachache, but the idiom actually means you have a strong, personal instinct about something. Have you ever correctly guessed a really tough multiple-choice answer on an English test just because it felt right? Yep, that's your gut feeling guiding you.
You can also use the heart for sincerity. Saying, "Cross my heart," is how you make a serious promise to a friend that what you're saying is true. Or let's say you're about to give a huge presentation to the whole class, and suddenly you feel totally terrified. We call that getting cold feet, which is basically a sudden loss of courage right when it matters most.
And for our final section, we're moving all the way down to the legs and feet, dealing with movement, stability, and making mistakes.
Okay, putting your foot in your mouth. It's such a hilarious, weird image to picture, but we actually use this phrase when you say something completely awkward or embarrassing by mistake. Like if you accidentally insult your friend's brand new haircut without thinking. Oh yeah, you've officially put your foot in your mouth.
Or how about this one? If someone says they're pulling your leg, don't panic. They aren't physically grabbing your ankle and dragging you down the hall. It simply means they're teasing you or playing a funny, harmless joke. If someone tells you school is canceled tomorrow and then cracks up laughing, they're just pulling your leg.
Try tossing these movement idioms into your daily life. Like in the theater, telling an actor to break a leg before a school play is actually the traditional way to wish them good luck. If you're a brand new student at a school, it might take a few weeks to find your feet, meaning to become confident. And if your old smartphone battery dies every single hour, you can totally complain that it's on its last legs.
Let's do a quick review of our journey down the human map. Learning just one powerful, super common idiom from each body zone, from your head down to your legs, makes them so much easier to organize in your brain. To wrap up our explainer today, remember this amazing fact from our source material. The English language is literally built right into your very own anatomy. You don't always need a dictionary to understand everything. Sometimes you literally just need to look in the mirror. It turns out we really are walking, talking collections of metaphors.
So, I'll leave you with this final challenge for today. Which of these colorful body idioms will you choose? Grab just one of them and try it out today in your next English conversation. Seriously, if you use one of these correctly, you'll absolutely amaze your classmates and teachers. Keep practicing, keep finding those figurative meanings, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.